Hello, I'm David Puttnam, and I chair a very small group called Reform Political Advertising. Why? Because I passionately believe we're going to have to do that. There are already a number of really worrying examples of the manipulation of political advertising during the recent election, and despite Labour's victory, which I totally celebrate as a former Labour peer, it is troubling. Labour's share of the total electorate, not those who voted, the total electorate, 19.6%. That means that only one person in five actually voted for the party who have got responsibility for running the country for the next 5 years. And that's troubling because that allows for a lot of mischief to be done by other parties, and particularly in terms of the manipulation of social media. So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to read a piece of text that I've written which sets out, I think, our position well. And I can't possibly just do it to camera, I just don't have that kind of memory. But here's what I want to say. In one sense or another, I've spent my life in communications. Before I became a filmmaker, I was in advertising. And when I entered the House of Lords in 1997, I became something of a politician and lecturer. I discovered that if you can't communicate as a politician, you're honestly not much use to anyone. All good communication has one thing in common. It must have some basis in truth. That might be an insight into the human condition or an expansion of the exploration of just a simple fact. We can be clever and we can be inventive about the way in which we explore themes and ideas. But when we depart from any fundamental truth, our audience, in my view, recognises it, feels it, and of course we begin to lose them. Put another way, and possibly less elegant, they know they're listening to bullshit. When I left the Lords just 2 years ago, I only took on one additional role. I attached myself to a non-profit, politically neutral organisation comprising just 4 people, all with proper jobs, like me, limited time to pursue a single goal: reform political advertising. I did this because I passionately believe that politics must clean up its act. We know that trust in politicians has reached a vanishing point, and we also know that some 60% of voters distrust all political advertising. And yet, as we surveyed the digital ads promoting the parties in this most recent election, we appear to have managed to sink to something like an all-time low. That's why I'm chairing ERP, the Election Advertising Review Panel. This part of Reform Political Advertising's process is designed to stop the misleading information that now infects political advertising, where departure from truth has become normalised to a point that it should be distressing to anyone with the opportunity to actually cast a ballot. We'll be publishing our work quite soon. I urge you to read it and to help us achieve our very limited goal, the regulation of political advertising, to ensure that all parties commit to truth and accuracy, and to a point at which we can just begin to regain our trust in our own political system. Thanks very much for listening to me.